Hey brats, welcome back to the channel, and today, super exciting news, we got a new gaming chair. But it is still in the box, so let's go get this thing put together. First things first, as I always say, safety is important. Have a small, sharp unboxing knife for anything like this you're gonna open. Now this is an AKRacing Core Series EX gaming chair, typically on sale, or typically it goes for $329. It was on sale at the time that I got it for $250, and I had an extra special and I got it for about $215, $215. So got a decent deal on it. Looking across other websites, I see these going for as the lowest about $270 and the highest about $350. So this chair is definitely not low end, but it's also not a super high end chair. A lot of high end gaming chairs go between $500 and $800. So hoping this will be a lot more comfortable than our last chair. Let's find out. Apparently my cat wants to hang out right with me while I'm doing this. Hey, over here. You don't want to get in the way of this. Yes, run away. We got a solid steel base here. It's nice and heavy and wide, so I'm hoping that if we tip the chair back, we won't fall over. And I did go for a blue chair. It is also a fabric. It's not like a pleather type. I find that a lot of things I've read about pleather type chairs, they don't last. They tend to fall apart on you. They tend to start cracking after a while. And cloth is more breathable, so should be good, especially as the hotter months are coming. We got the lumbar cushion, which, unlike my last chair, this one feels really soft and thin. My last chair was way too thick, so I never used it because it kind of scooted your butt out of the chair, which I didn't want to do. Neck pad. And the chair base right there, probably the heaviest part of it by far. Feels good and pad. Feels like it's going to be a lot more comfortable than my last chair was. All the random stuff. The assembly guide. The side covers, the shock, the other side covers, a pair of socks. No, I think these are gloves? Gloves to assemble the chair with so you don't get anything on it? That's very interesting. I've never, we'll have to consult the assembly guide on that one. A couple Allen wrenches and screwdrivers, casters, aka the wheels, front shock / support. I'm gonna unpack all this stuff really fast, get it in the box, we can get the box out of the way. I don't know why there's these gloves. These are the most basic assembly guides I've ever seen. Why are there Mickey Mouse gloves? I feel like I should wear them just since they provide them. They're really tiny though. Woohoo! What the heck are these? I have no idea, but they're here, we're gonna use them. Okay, unboxing done. This is a massive box. If my cat wasn't so worried about the fact that I have this out here, she'd probably be playing in it. All right, this is the most basic assembly guide I've ever seen. It has a very brief parts list. And then it has just really basic, no writing or nothing, just pictures. Should be more than enough, but it's just kind of funny. But you can scan the QR code for detailed instructions, probably in your native language, I would imagine. So I don't think we'll need that. Step 1, take these bolts out of here. That way we can put this whole thing on here. I don't know why I've got these gloves on, but I figure they give them to us, we better use them. These gloves are impeding me. Okay, I'm not using these things. I'm sure there's a reason for them, but I don't know what they are. This chair is way heavier than my last one, I can tell you that for sure. So step 1 was to take out the bolts. Step 2 was take out the other bolts on this side. Step 3 was to get the plastic off. Step 4 was to set this thing in. Step 5 was to put in these bolts, and step 6 is to put in these bolts. So I've got all 4 bolts lined up and in, so now we just need to screw them tight. I'm not going to tighten all the bolts down until we have all of them most of the way in. That way we're not pulling anything one side to the other. Just a habit you get into when you work with cars a lot. You don't tighten one lug nut before moving the other several inside. You make sure that all of them are most of the way on, and then you start tightening them each one at a time in a star pattern. Those are all tight. Definitely a very solid construction to this. I really like the way this feels putting this chair together. It doesn't clearly call out. So these bolts, it sends you with 3 of these M bolts, and it doesn't clearly call out these are what you use to attach these to the sides. But I'm guessing they are because they seem to fit the thread pattern, but it's kind of weird they just don't call it out. And now step 7 is putting this little plastic plate on the side here and screwing this all the way in to where this covers up that metal. Now for the other one. Tight, but not overly tight. So that takes us through step 9. So step 9, we gotta flip this chair on its back and undo some of these bolts down here that are gonna hook the next part on. I really like that this chair comes with most of the bolts in place, and you just loosen them up and then put them in where you're going. My last chair, it came with like all of them in a separate plastic thing, and you had to figure out which bolt was which bolt where it went. This is much nicer. All right, picture shows it going this way. One thing they don't make clear, 2 of these bolts are shorter here. So the short bolts go in the front because they have less to go through. And these rear bolts have a long ways to reach through some fabric and stuff. And again, same thing here. I'm not gonna make any of these tight yet. I'm just gonna work them all in until they're close and then finish tightening them in a star pattern. So now all the bolts are down close, so we're gonna actually start to tighten these. Okay, those are tight. Now we shove this shock inside of here. So we finally get all the plastic off of this. This tends to be the part where if you were gonna wear the gloves, this is probably should do it, because these things tend to be a little oily when you first get them. And that one went in a lot nicer than the last one I had to do. That one just slid right in. I like that. Now we're just gonna put these casters in here. They just slip straight in. Now, interestingly, this is saying put this thing on while the chair is still laying down. A lot of them will have you lift the whole thing up. This is probably easier for one person to do it this way, though. And when we go up on top, weight will push that down in. So, it's getting close. One more of these covers to put on. Usually, these other bolts come tight from the factory, but it's always a good idea. Hit your bolts once more and just make sure they're all actually tight. One thing that's intriguing to me, at least so far, they sent us a big Allen wrench. Both sides are Allen. They sent us a small Allen wrench, and one side is a Phillips screwdriver. There hasn't been a single Phillips screwdriver anywhere on this chair. So maybe some of the cheaper chairs, they use the same extra hardware kits. Maybe some of the cheaper chairs have some Phillips screws. This one doesn't seem to, so that was kind of interesting. Last couple things, just putting pads on, all pretty basic. The head pads I've had before, usually it's not one solid strap. Usually you have to like run it through here and clip it in the back. So this one, it's got one solid strap, which is kind of weird. So I'm guessing it's, yeah, very strange. It seems to just go all the way around the chair up here. And on my last chair, I never used the lumbar cushion. This one, it looks soft enough we might actually use it. We'll find out here soon. So I can do that. It's not very tight. It's kind of loose. So I'd say the one thing I'm not in love with is how that pad, because now it kind of floats because you don't have it running through here. I really wish this had a clip, because then I would clip it through here. Okay, well now I'm guessing actually this is what you were supposed to do with that. And if it's not, well, that's what I'm doing. So see how that fits in there in the back, and then you don't have that strap running all the way around the chair. It should stay where we want it to be. All right, moment of truth here. We'll adjust the lumbar up in our actual lower back. I like my chair usually at the lowest and then lean back a bit. It is definitely way more comfortable and padded than my old chair. It is a firm padding, so it's more supportive, I would say, rather than just squishy. The lumbar pad I might do without. The neck pad I definitely think is good. The lumbar pad I really only like if it's up high on your back. These armrests are nice because you can move them all the way forward if you like to have your arms out. They can move pretty low. They can't move quite as high as they might be nice for my desk because my desk is a little high. But all in all, definitely a very quality feeling chair, very comfy. Still, the lumbar pad's a little too thick for my taste. I probably will go without it. Let's try that. Maybe it's because of my weird back or something, but I definitely am going to go without the lumbar pad. You definitely fit back better into the chair. You feel more comfortable. The neck pad there is nice. Bottom's nice, and it's, like I said, it feels more supportive than squishy. Armrests are soft when you squish them, like they're a hard rubber. So now I'm going to be able to sit here, I feel like, for extended periods of time. And what's nice, I can lower one armrest so that I can reach my keyboard over here and have one up to hold to my mouse. So, oh, I'm very happy with this purchase. I definitely think, I wish I had a gambit of other chairs to compare this to. Obviously, as I get new chairs down the road, I'll always let you know what I think of the difference. This one's definitely real comfortable. And for someone with wider hips, I feel like I am not going to be having an issue with the sides cutting in on me or anything. So if you have a gaming chair out there you really like, let me know in the comments what you like, which ones you've tried, and what you prefer. I definitely think as far as upgrading, this is a seriously good upgrade, and my butt is no longer going to be hurting when I'm editing for hours at a time. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I will see you in another reality.